Good afternoon. Rules limiting the types of jobs that people from Romania and Bulgaria can do in the UK were lifted this morning. They can now live and work here without restriction. Critics fear the ending of the controls will lead to an influx of immigrants. The government has introduced new controls on access to out-of-work benefits for all new arrivals from the EU from today. Here's our political correspondent, Gary O'Donoghue.
At Luton Airport, the first flight of the new year from Romania touched down just after 7 this morning. On board, two men, both clear about why they were here.
I don't come to rob your country, I come to work, and you open the border. I come to work, to make money, to go home.
I'm here to work. If they have a job, I come. If no, I go.
There are no official predictions for the numbers of Romanians and Bulgarians likely to come here, though one think tank, Migration Watch, says it could be up to 50,000 a year. Ministers say EU rules meant work restrictions had to be relaxed now, but they insist new measures will ensure migrants are not coming here just to claim benefits. So, from today, EU migrants face a 3-month wait before they can get out-of-work benefits, although the government hasn't said how many people that will affect. Benefits will be stopped after 6 months, unless they can prove they have a real chance of getting a job. And anyone who's removed from the country because they've been begging or sleeping rough can be barred from re-entering Britain for a year.
I think those changes make sure that people are coming here, and they're coming here for the right reasons, to work and to contribute, and not to try and claim from our benefit system.
But the removal of the restrictions has been called irresponsible by the UK Independence Party, which claims jobs and wages will suffer.
For big employers, there is a huge benefit in open-door migration, but you have to weigh that up against the cost of social benefits for those unemployed, weigh it up against the cost of providing healthcare and primary school education, and weigh it up against the social cost of communities that feel now very divided.
Few expect a sudden rush of migrants from Romania and Bulgaria, and airlines have said their flights are not full. But in the coming months, the impact of any immigration from these two countries will be closely monitored. Gary O'Donoghue, BBC News.
Well, politicians in Romania and Bulgaria say that fears of large numbers coming to Britain are overstated. Our correspondent, Mark Lowen, has been on the streets of the Romanian capital, Bucharest, to assess the appetite for emigration.
It's icy in Bucharest, but the new year will warm hearts here. From today, Romanians and Bulgarians can work freely in any EU country. Some added festive cheer for Albert Dumitrescu, a security guard keen to leave for the UK.
I want to go to work, to make a better life, and to raise money for my kids, for my family. And after that, I'm coming back. I don't stay there.
But some advice from one who's been and returned.
There might be a slightly romantic view of working and living in Britain. Some people may think of it as an El Dorado of Europe.
Was it an El Dorado for you?
It wasn't an El Dorado for me. It was certainly good, I can't complain. But I did take the decision to come back.
As restrictions on the EU's poorest members are lifted, the worry is that some will migrate to claim social benefits. Fears in Britain of a mass exodus from here come from a decade ago, when the UK estimated that 15,000 people a year would arrive from Eastern Europe. But in fact, finally, it's thought that 1.5 million actually came. This time, though, it's different. Back then, just 3 countries lifted the restrictions. Now, every EU state has its doors open. And many Romanians and Bulgarians who wanted to leave have already done so, since they joined the European Union 7 years ago. At Bucharest Airport, there's no expectation of a rush. The government here says the story has been overplayed with dangerous rhetoric.
Many politicians in Great Britain use this topic to gain votes, and they go that far that they instigate to xenophobia and racism.
One coach company, though, has tripled its services to London, but others say they don't expect a big increase in demand. I'll go to Britain, he says. It's a better standard of living. Here I can't support my family. I would never leave my country, this woman says. For what? I'm a patriot. Celebrations for a new year and new perspectives. Nobody knows how many will leave, but Romanians are just glad to be treated as equals, and that is one cause for a party. Mark Lowen, BBC News, Bucharest.
Well, Gary O'Donoghue is here in the studio with me now, and